Hey guys, I decided to do a live stream tonight. I didn't actually turn the chat on because I'm doing this from my phone, so I actually don't know how well this is going to work because I've never done it before. Um, I know I've been promising a new video for a while now. The next one is going to be about my dad, and it's been kind of hard for me to. I mean, I obviously don't do much editing to these videos other than just adding, the opening little credit thing and some black at the end. So there's no real editing that I do. Um, but it's been hard for me to kind of watch that video again. Um, so that's why it's not up yet. I'll get to it within the next week um, because I've been meaning to for a while and just lazy. Um, I apologize now. The furnace is in the next room, so if you're hearing a lot of noise, that could be what it is. Also, one of our cats, Mitten, she's down at my feet right now. So she hops up here, or if the phone gets knocked down, you know why. Uh, I'll fix it as quickly as I can. But I just want to jump on here, kind of update some things, talk to you guys, let you know how my holiday's been going. I've actually been off since last Friday, and I don't go back until Wednesday. So it's been a nice little vacation. Not exactly what I wanted to do. I really haven't done a whole lot. I plan on doing, playing a lot of video games and catching up on some movies and stuff. And I really haven't done that. I haven't done a lot. Um, kind of just been lazy, which has been nice. But I've also been really drained. Um, my medicine got switched again. I mentioned, I think last time, that um, the dosage of Prozac I was on, it had been upped. Well, they've taken me off that and put me on a new medication now. And like the first day I took it, I felt really great. Like had one of the best days I've had in a long time. But also, it was the day before my vacation started, so could be kind of a placebo thing, where knowing I was going into this break, that I was just excited. So that could be a big part of it. Um, I really haven't noticed any different aside from that one day. Everything's kind of been the same. Uh, I don't feel as bad as I did on the Prozac though. I was getting angry. Not really with anyone, just in my own head. I would get angry over things, stupid things, and I didn't like it. I'm not an angry person. I never have been. I kind of pride myself on that, but I was getting angry over stupid things, and I knew that needed to be fixed, and it was becoming a problem. Um, my mental health was becoming a problem in my marriage. Um, Doctor's appointment to get this changed and to get some things fixed, and I just kept putting it off. I had to open up to her that answering the phone, sending a text, anything like that had gotten hard. Um, I was screening all my calls because I didn't want to talk to people I couldn't. Like the idea of like going through a drive-through and ordering a sandwich or something would just, my anxiety would just go nuts just thinking about it. Even if I wasn't actually going to do it, just the thought, I think it was getting that bad. My anxiety hasn't been as bad lately since the change. The past couple days I've had a little bit. I did Christmas Day some, um, and then the past 2 days I have a little bit. I've been really, like I said, I've been drained. Um, I woke up today feeling like I had just the worst hangover, and I didn't drink anything last night, so I don't know what that was. But I just felt rough, just so rough. I've had a lot of that lately. Emotionally drained too, and I think that's a big part of it. Um, Being so emotional can take it out of you. Um, I know some of you who subscribe and watch my channel also deal with some mental illness and depression and that sort of thing. So I'm sort of sure some of you understand that. But if you don't, um, maybe you don't know anyone who suffers. That's great for you, great for them. But with that illness, it just takes so much out of your body, out of your mind, that you don't want to move, you don't want to get up, you don't want to do anything. And the longer that lasts, the worse it gets. So I've had a lot on my mind lately, with work and with everything that's going on in my head and on my heart. Um, there's been some things I won't go into, but just some things here that haven't been great that we're working on, um, trying to fix. Um, and so that's been a bit of a strain on me. Good things coming from it, but when you are at a point where it's hard to do a lot of things, like going to work has been hard. I'll be real honest. Um, Leaving the house has become difficult. I don't see people very often unless they come here. Um, the only place I go is to work, occasionally the grocery store, and even that has been tough. I did some Christmas shopping recently and was gone for a few hours, and I did pretty good. Um, to say I was proud of myself is a weird thing, but I was. Um, I wasn't sure I could do it, um, but I just didn't think about it too much. I guess on the way there, I kind of kept my mind kind of active on other things. Sorry, Gizmo's here with me. Um, so I think maybe I was a little mentally prepared for it. Um, but yeah, as you can see, I have blue hair now. You guys have probably noticed I wear hats a lot in my videos. You'll probably see that too in the We Like What We Like stuff. I hate my hair. I have for a long time. It's thinning pretty bad, and so it's kind of why I have this weird comb over thing, I guess. And I fidget with my hair a lot. It's kind of a nervous thing, but I like playing with my hair. I like having my hair played with. Um, but when I don't have a hat on, it just kind of fuck with it constantly. So that's another reason I wear one, is so I don't do that. Again, it's kind of a nervous thing and just boredom, I guess. Um, Sorry, I also have kind of some sinus shit going on. I think a lot of it, if you live in the Midwest or even more up in the northern areas, you probably know all about this. About this time of year, this stuff hits. My wife had a sinus infection recently. My stepdaughter had a runny nose, sneezing, coughing, all that stuff, and now I've got some of it. So if I sound stuffed up, and if I'm sniffing a lot, I apologize. I will try not to blow my nose on camera. But I lost my train of thought there. Said something about my hair. So totally pointless, but I wanted to say something about it because I know it's different. I mentioned We Like What We Like. If you haven't yet, we uploaded it, or I uploaded a video the other day. It's just kind of a quick, it's like 51, 52 seconds. It's not very long. Just kind of an intro to the network, kind of talking about what it is, what it's going to be. We announced the launch date. I will not say that here. You need to go over and watch that video. I will post a link to it. Please go check it out. Please. We are really excited about this show, this channel, this network. This thing, this channel is, Diary of a Junkie is the title of it. I was originally going to call it something else. That's what my channel is already called. I just went with it. It is kind of a diary of my life and of other things. And again, I've talked about I want to do other things with this channel as well. Have other people on to talk about things, more personal subjects. I want there to be tie-in with We Like What We Like. Having people that are on that channel, on this one. But yeah, go check that out. subscribe, like the video. If you enjoy, I mean, again, it's a really short video, but if you enjoy it, if you think you know someone who might also enjoy, what we're doing, what we're going to be doing, please share it. That would mean so much to us. Greg's birthday was Christmas. Uh, Considered a Christmas present to him. Kind of share it around. That would just mean so much to us. We are so excited. We actually recorded some stuff today for the channel. We're incorporating something else into the show that we're really excited about. You'll learn about that in partially in the video, but in the first episode, you will learn about it. There's a follow-up too that we're really excited about. That'll be part of it. So yeah, the channel's coming along. We have a ton of videos actually already filmed. We actually just refilmed. I think I mentioned before too. We're not doing it really on the channel, but we actually shot 2 episodes for the channel. I apologize if you guys heard that. Again, recording this from my phone, so there may be notifications. We recorded 2 episodes. They were about an hour long. That's what we were shooting for. Looking back on them, we weren't happy. They seemed too Q&A-ish, not enough back and forth. It didn't flow well, so we scrapped those and decided we wanted to go for 20-minute to 30-minute episodes, right in that kind of sweet spot. There are YouTubers that I watch that do longer videos, and those are great, but we just didn't feel like that was quite what we wanted to do, at least not right now. So we're just kind of going back and changing that. So we re-recorded our first episode, and we're really happy with it. We really like it. It feels natural. There's a lot of back and forth, kind of stuff. And we kind of, the little peek behind the curtain, we kind of wrote out a few things, topics that we wanted to hit. And we kind of branched off, and asked questions about these things. It really, hit some good points, and we're both really happy with it. It turned out pretty good. So that's one thing that's been going on. Christmas, got some cool things. Got to see some family. My brother and his wife were in for Christmas Day. That was great. I got to see him for a few hours. That's the thing that kind of sucked, is that he was here for such a short amount of time. Came in Christmas Day, went to his wife's family thing. Evening, we had a family thing. Then after that, the 2 of them and my mom came back here. We all had Christmas together, opened presents and stuff. And him and my brother and I, before my dad passed, sometime before that, he gave me a couple boxes of his comic books. He knew, it was inevitable at some point he was going to go, and he just said, I could have them. And so I sorted through them recently and let my brother pick through what he wanted. So we got to do that, and that was nice, kind of looking over things and talking about dad. And mom was, at the time when we were collecting comics in the early mid '90s. Mom was working at a place called Hooks, which eventually became like a Walgreens. I think it was called Revco at one point, and then became CVS. Yeah, CVS. But she would get, when the comic books would come in, she's the one that put them out. So she would set back issues for us, and it was always 3. One for my dad had kept them all. One for me, one for my brother, one for my dad. And then, at some point he knew he'd give us our copies. But actually, my dad kept 4 of a lot of them. The 4th was for us to read. And in some instances, there are like 5. We're not exactly sure. Some of them are alternate covers. If you're into comic book collecting, you know about that. If you're not, you probably don't know. Sometimes they're alternate covers. Some are, for like in stores. Some of them are direct market. Some are like holographic covers or something. They're a little more rarer, I guess. But my dad started collecting comics when in the '90s when Superman was killed off and Batman broke his back. He would get these big catalogs and like order directly. Someone he knew worked kind of in the industry, and so we just ordered directly instead of like going to a comic book shop sometimes. And so it was great getting them because sometimes there'd even be like it'd be in the middle, almost like a centerfold, but it was like a card or something, a collectible card that was inside, and you had to cut it out, or it was attached this way or that. And I wish we still had those catalogs. Like I still have some of the cards actually around, but I wish I had the catalogs. We would, kind of like when you're a kid and you get like the J.C. Penney's catalog or Toys R Us, and you'd circle what you want or put your initials by it. We would do the same thing, like, oh man, I want this. This cover looks awesome, and I wish I still had those. It'd be really fun to go back through. I'm sure somebody out there probably has some of those somewhere, but we don't. I did find some old like Wizards. If you don't know what Wizard is, I don't even know if Wizard's still around. It was a comic book price guide, but it also had articles in it, and then like sometimes it even like take a comic book and cast who they thought would play the characters really well, and that was always really fun when they would do that. I am going to be drinking here, having some whiskey. If you'd like to join me, you are more than welcome to, as long as you're of legal drinking age. Some of you will get that, some of you won't. And not driving. And that is a little inside joke. Again, only a few people will get it. So yeah, I had a lot I wanted to talk about. Some of it escaping me now. I was actually going to do this, I think, last weekend, but things just didn't line up. I was kind of busy, had other things going on. It's been, like I said, it's been a nice vacation. Just out of energy a lot. Just haven't really done much. Again, I've wanted to, but just kind of laid around a lot. I did get a message today from my cousin Marcia that my grandfather on my dad's side has been in the nursing home for quite a while now. He's got Alzheimer's and such, and they've actually called in hospice now on him. He's doing worse. So that's very sad. I actually haven't seen him in a long time. I don't do well with that sort of thing, and I feel awful. I do. I cried about it today. I have a hard time seeing people in that sort of state. I can't deal with it, and that's a problem I have. I wish I could fix it. I wish I knew how. Um, I I know it's horrible. I know it is, but I just can't. And so I feel really bad. Feel bad for my grandma. I haven't been close to them in a long time, though. Honestly, I was when I was younger, and even in my teenage years, some. But I only, even my grandma, we live in the same town, and truly only a few blocks from each other. I only see her a couple times a year. Um, I'm just not that close to that side of the family anymore. Um, I do have my cousin. Um, she has a daughter that's a teenager, and I've over the past couple months I've gotten closer to her. Um, since my dad passed away, she was very fond of my dad. Thought very highly of him, and so she and I have kind of connected some, and that's been really nice. Because honestly, I didn't really know her before. Like I'd only met her a couple times. Like that's just how separated I am from that side of the family. It sucks. Um, I guess that happens sometimes. Um, but I'm glad I'm getting to know her. She's a really good kid. Um, she's going through a lot, and I wish I could help her more. Um, as someone who also deals with a lot of things, I'm trying to do what I can, be supportive and such. But it's hard as well when it's someone I don't really know. You know, um, I don't know her situation. I don't know what her life is really like. I don't know what it's been like. I haven't been a part of it, um, and that sucks. I wish I could fix that. So I'm kind of trying. And, my cousin and I were very close growing up. She was one of my best friends, and teenage years started to drift apart. She's a few years older. Then by the time I was 20ish, we just kind of see each other a couple times a year. There's no animosity there. I don't dislike my cousin. We just I don't know, just different lives and those things happen. Like with friendships and such. Um, uh, I want the best for all of them. You know, and they're closer to my grandfather than I am. So I know it's very hard for them right now. Um, so I want to be there for them however I can, but I also don't know how to be there with these people that I kind of just barely know anymore. You know, they're almost like strangers, and I want to be, but I don't know. It's a very weird place to be. Um, what else is going on? Um, Something I don't talk about too much is my stepdaughter. Um, we've gotten over, I don't know, the last year or so, and increasingly closer. Um, she's a really good kid. I love her like she's my own daughter. Um, been in her life since she was 2. Um, and she lives with us. So I'm around her more than her own dad. She's an awesome kid. Um, Loves art. Has gotten big into anime. While we don't love the same animes, we have bonded over that in art because she loves to draw. And that's growing up. That was my thing, and it's actually gotten me to start drawing again some. I really hadn't drawn in years. Sketch, here and there, but started doing that again a little bit. Um, but I, when I was filling out her Christmas card this year, I put how thankful I was that she was, in my life as part of my family. But I also let her know how much I appreciate her friendship. I love spending time with her. I don't always know how to, because we don't have exactly the same interests. She likes some video games, but not really the same kind that I like. Um, and she doesn't like horror movies. But we do have some things in common. Again, drawing and such. So I try to bond with her on those things. I'm not the best at it. As parents, it's hard. We want to have our own time. We want to be in our children's lives. And I know it's so cliche. There isn't a manual for parenting. Um, we're all just trying to do our best. Um, and that's something I talk about in the episode about my dad is realizing as an adult that my dad was trying his hardest. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to do our hardest, and we don't know what we're doing. No one does, and but I love that kid. She's really great. She's so fun. Um, she's an amazing girl. She has a best friend who practically lives here. We call her our second daughter. Sometimes we just refer to her as second daughter, who's also a really cool kid. Um, You know, my stepdaughter will go to bed early, and she will just stay up with me basically all night long, just kind of hanging out. She'll kind of do her own thing, you know, watch YouTube videos and such. But you know, we'll listen to music together, watch videos together, talk. She's got me writing again because she writes. She draws too. Um, she likes to draw. She likes seeing my drawings, like seeing my writing. Um, I hadn't written really a thing in years. And in the past week or so, I've almost filled a notebook with poetry. Like I hadn't written poetry in years, like years since my early 20s. Maybe that's not true. I might have written some when Melissa and I first got together. I was probably still writing some then at that point, but I just lost my muse for everything. I just gave up on it. Same with writing lyrics. I just didn't have a reason to, and I gave up because I didn't. There was a point where I'm like, well, I'm never going to be in a band again. That's never going to happen. So why continue to write lyrics? What's the point? They're just sitting in notebooks. I have a tote and a half up in the attic, big totes. I mean, full of notebooks, just full of them. Lyrics, um, poetry, beginnings of stories or scripts or whatever, just sitting up there, going to waste. I don't know that I'll ever do anything with them. I really don't. Um, and I'm really awkward about letting people read my stuff. I'm very uncomfortable with it. Um, when I had like live journal years ago, I would put stuff on there sometimes, you know, from time to time, and even on MySpace a little bit. And when I first got Facebook, I put a few things on there too. But I've actually let my stepdaughter's friend read some of my stuff, um, especially some of the older stuff. But I was like, oh, you know, like maybe she can relate. You know, I still have stuff I wrote when I was a teenager. So I was like, oh, maybe she can relate to this. And then some of the later stuff too, I've let her read, um, because she reminds me of myself when I was that age, a lot. I think that's why we get along so well. Um, so I was just like, I'm gonna let her read some of this. She's let me read a few things of hers, and so I felt like I can share with her, you know. But that's brought out a lot of writing lately. Um, Again, no one will ever read it. It's just gonna be in notebooks. Some of it I actually really love. Like some of it I like a lot, but because of my I don't know stigma, um, no one will probably ever read it other than her. You know, she's around when I'm writing it. I'll be like, nah, you don't need to read this. I've just gotten to the point where now I'm just like, ah, it's here, take it. You're gonna read it. I'm gonna let you. Why fight it? Some of it I'm really proud of. Again, I don't really I don't know that I've ever really felt proud of things that I've done. Um, but there's some things I've written lately that I really am proud of. They're really good. Like if somebody else wrote them, I would be like, wow, like I'd love it. So that's a weird feeling to actually enjoy something that I did. Um, I'm not sure how to take that. Um, um, and again, I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. Just sitting in this notebook and not go anywhere. I'm not gonna do anything with them. But at least it's um, getting me to be creative again in some outlet. So I'm happy about that. Raise your glasses. Um, so yeah, that's been fun. Getting to be part of my stepdaughter's life. We hang out a lot. My wife works two jobs, so she's not here a lot, and that sucks. So, but that gives me a lot of opportunity to hang out with my stepdaughter. Um, Something she's got me into was My Hero Academia. We watched that together, really enjoying it. We just started for Christmas. One of her other favorite animes is Yuri on Ice. It's about ice skating. We watched the first 2 episodes of that the other day because I bought her the Blu-ray set for Christmas, and I enjoyed what I saw. Um, the type of anime I've always liked is more violent. You know, Akira, Vampire Hunter D, and then stuff like Ranma. I always liked Ranma. Um, Tenshi Moyu. I like that, even though it's not. I don't know. Never got really into kind of cutesy anime or even funny anime unless it was kind of perverted. I mean, it makes sense if you know me. Um, so that was I watched a lot of adult anime. No surprise there, I'm sure to many of you. So I think really some of my favorite animes are that kind. I'm not saying hentai. I've watched it, but that's like just more adult, sexual humor and that sort of thing, because that's what I like. I like sexual humor. Just funny to me. I'm still just a big. I'm like 13 years old, trapped in this body, still. I'm Kevin Smith. Dick and fart jokes. I still love them. I still make fart jokes to this day. Probably did earlier. I don't know. But yeah, that's been really great. I'm trying to think of what else. Again, I had so much I wanted to cover, but I can't remember now. I guess they weren't that important. Mostly, I just wanted to kind of talk about the change in medicine and kind of what's been going on there. Trying to be in a better headspace, but it's hard. Um, when you're kind of used to being a certain way, it's hard to make changes, and especially with the way I've been feeling lately, it's hard to make changes because I've gotten so comfortable and I'm scared. That's a big part of it. I get scared a lot um, of doing things like this. Um, like I said before, one of the reasons I do this, this whole solo thing is it's just me. There's no one else around. There's no one here. I know I'm talking to people, but I don't see you guys. You know, um, so that makes it a little easier. Um, I was in a band years ago, and I don't know that I can do that anymore. We played shows, and I don't think I could stand in front of a crowd again. I would be terrified. Um, and so this is easier for me because I'm not seeing anyone. Right now, I just see myself. I look ridiculous. I always look ridiculous. Um, but there are things I like about myself. There are. I've never liked my looks. There was a time when I was younger that I didn't think I looked that bad. I was engaged years ago when I was 20, 21, and when we split up, um, uh, backtrack a little bit. When we were together, she would tell me I was fat. I weighed like 120 so pounds, 130 maybe. I wasn't fat, but she had me convinced that I was. So I would binge and purge. Um, Looking back at pictures of me at that time, I look awful, very, very sick. Um, my face is like not caved in, but like you can see bone in my cheek because I was so skinny. Um, and so all of that made me feel even worse about myself. But I went through a bit after we split up, when I broke off the engagement, where I kind of just started working out and dieting, and I got in pretty good shape. Um, It was the best I ever felt I looked. I still didn't think I looked good, but I felt better about myself. Um, there's more to this story. Some people know about it. I don't know how much my family watches this, so I won't go into all of that. Um, but maybe I'll talk about it some other time. Maybe in another live stream. But yeah, so I have a lot of um, um, issues with my looks, um, body image. Um, I don't like people seeing me without a shirt on. A lot of times when I go swimming and stuff, I'll just wear a t-shirt, even a tank top. Have for years, which is really funny. It makes people laugh. A lot of my friends have seen me naked. They have, one way or another. We used to play my buddy Matt's house. We would play beer pong, and it was nothing for us guys to just whip out our dicks, to try to fuck with the other person, male or female. That's just how it was, and everybody knew it. It was, it was fine. But like, as far as like topless though, like I'm embarrassed, to have my shirt off. Um, so people find it funny that they've seen me like nude from the waist down, but like I won't take my shirt off in front of people. But I just don't like the way I look. I don't. I have lost. Uh, I mentioned before that I was on a diet because of my doctor telling me that I needed to. Over the past couple months, I've lost 30, 35 pounds. So, like, my belts are like not like my pants fall off me even with a belt on, basically. So that feels good. I want to start actually working out though, and like building some upper body strength. Um, it's just a change in diet. Um, my doctor told me that walking would help a lot, but that's what I do at my job is just walk all night long. So I'm always on my feet, so I don't feel like walking. But I actually like exercising, like when it comes to like gym equipment. I like that, and I actually have access to the gym at the college I work at for free. I just need to start going. I need to finally, kind of get that push in. And Greg and I have talked about doing it together, and I think I need that motivation. I think we both do. Where if we have somebody else kind of backing us, that will help. Um, so, it feels good to have lost all this weight. I just don't want to get sick again. I'm not binging and purging again or anything like that, but I just don't want to get sickly looking again. I want to keep up some weight. I don't want to be a stick. I want to be at a healthy weight. So that's something I got to work on. Pouring another shot for those of you following along. I don't know if anybody's actually going to drink along with us or not, but I guess I should have mentioned that at the beginning of the show. But I mean, I tend to drink when I'm recording these anyways. You guys see me with beer all the time. Cilantro. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know really that I really have much else to talk about. Things are going okay. Excited about the launch of the channel. Had a good Christmas. Got some cool things. I got this shirt. It's a VHS style Halloween 2 shirt for my wife. Really awesome. Love it. Something I didn't mention. When I colored my hair, I don't know what this is going to look like. Everything looks like it has kind of a blue tint on my phone right now, so I don't know how that's going to look to you guys. But when I first colored it, it was supposed to be this kind of light bluish gray color, and it kind of looked like an anime character's hair color. And so when it came out, it was like jet black with like little speckles of like a blue gray. You know, like my hair was black with like blue gray hair. And so that pissed me off. Luckily, I only paid like $3 for that hair dye. And so like the next day, I went and got this stuff, and I'm pretty happy with it. Again, I don't know how well it actually shows up, but if you follow me on like Instagram, I have some pictures up there when my hair's actually spiked too. I don't do that much these days. I'm pretty lazy, and because I work 5 days a week, I wear hats at work or I just leave it down. There's no point in doing anything with it. There's like 6-7 people on my shift. I don't care who sees it. So I'm just gonna get sweaty anyways, and it's gonna fall down. So yeah, I guess I don't really have anything else to talk about. We'll do one more drink before we go. I know I just told him. It's probably alcoholic. It's fine. But if you guys are drinking along with me, this is to the new year. Let's hope 2019's a better year than this. We like to hope that they all are better. I can't wait to see what happens with this channel, and what happens with We Like What We Like. I'm really excited about all of it. Cheers, you guys. So thanks for watching. If you're not already, go ahead and subscribe, please. That would be great. I haven't been great at responding to comments. Not that I've had a lot, mostly just my friend Chris. But leave some comments, guys. I really would like to talk with you some more. And if you feel, I've said this before, if you feel like this channel is something that other people would enjoy, I'd really appreciate you guys sharing it around. That would be really great. I'd love to get some new viewers in here, some new people. I know most of you are all people I know, whether it's through Facebook or Instagram or something. But it'd be cool to, kind of stumble across some people that I don't actually know, and interact with them. And like I said, if you guys have questions, please send them my way. You can, I'll, again, like I always do, I'll leave my email address down below. Feel free to hit me up on there. You can find, I have the Facebook page. You can hit me up on Instagram. A couple of people have on there, and that's been really cool. I really appreciated that. I've had some really kind words on there from people, and a couple of Facebook messages as well. So I really appreciate that. A friend of mine on Instagram recently was watching my last video. This has been a little bit ago now, but even she even like tagged me on Instagram, and that meant a lot to me. Thought it was really cool of her because nobody else had done that. She's a pretty cool chick, so I appreciate that she did that for me. So thanks again. I know you're watching. But that's all I got tonight, you guys. I'll talk with you guys soon. Maybe next time. Maybe I'll do this again soon, and I'll like announce it. And if you guys are interested, we'll do an actual live one where you guys can kind of talk with me. I'll have to figure that out because again, I've never done this before. I have a laptop that has a webcam, but I don't know that I've actually ever used that webcam. Maybe I'll pick one up. Maybe this weekend I'll pick up a webcam and set it up on my desktop or something, and we'll try it that way. But I'll see you guys soon. Thanks again for joining me. Good night.